One was the pick of Team 1, and they took it without much fuss. 16-9, 11 rounds on the T side of Overpass. But we go to ATK's map pick, where they took down Team 1 quite rather easily last night. What was it, like a 16-7?
Yeah, I believe so.
So, ATK, they need to win this map. That's just how it goes. The long and the short of it, ATK must-win map to stay alive and have a chance to qualify for ESL Challenger Rotterdan. Boggs and JRT on the mics, Welder our observer, and AXET coming in from ATK.
Sorry, it was 16-8 on Dust 2 and 16-10 on Mirage.
Okay.
ATK. So Team 1 put up a decent fight. Anyway, going to this pistol round, Maluk is going to get one, then the second. Looking for the third, Maluk is popping off. Missed him, at least able to respond for one, but it is the man advantage in favor of Team 1 and still no bomb planted. Pesa. Chance to punish here from Connector. Waiting for the smoke to fade. Fady slipped through into jungle. The thing is, I don't know if that's where he wants to go. It would be very ill-advised if he decided to rotate around to the B side. Pesa, well, he will go down, so now they can move on forward to B without much of a fuss. And Fady does give the audio cue away by breaking that vent. So Malbs knows exactly what's up. He's going to rotate around towards bench. Should be able to at least get a chance at a shot here onto Fady. Doesn't realize Mistim is already pushing around the corner here. Needs the support from IDK, but no, they both go down simultaneously. And ATK are going to be the ones to get the opening round.
Damn. That was a pistol Baron finish for ATK. Simultaneous headshots. The noise to reveal the position of the market player. And the kill on the bench player. Just really good stuff from ATK to win that first pistol. And a good response for them. Now they just need to not lose to the Eagles. Which has proven difficult for them. It's proven rather difficult to not lose to the half buys, to the mixed buys of Team 1. But we'll see if they can get that one done. ATK looking to push this one to a third. On to Ancient. Missed him with the Molotov into Khan. Default out for the T side, which is definitely something to keep an eye on because they can get picked off one by one. And that would put ATK in a very bad position, and hopefully they have learned from that in the previous map where they can't really segment themselves so much. Over rotation towards A, though, from Team 1, putting a lot of pressure towards this side. In the meantime, Team 1, or rather from ATK, they're just sitting around top middle, looking for some aggression, which will not come. And now flashing a player out. This is a dangerous play for Mistim, and he will escape safely for now, taking a long-range duel against Pesa. Cannot do much damage at all, and ATK are going to decide they want to execute a site pretty quickly. They can't afford to burn down the clock.
Another smoke going to be thrown for window here. Swisher gets the flashbang out, and Team 1 have already vacated the space here towards mid. IDK has a peek into Connector, but Team 1 decided they wanted to take a gamble here, put 3 players on to B, but TRK peeks around in the palace, gets one, picks up the AK. Will he get the second? He does. That's the bomb at his feet, too. IDK threw the smoke spots out, missed him, or at least spotted him around the edge of the smoke, then killed him through the smoke. Bowden's trying to take the fight to TRK and Palace, and does to recover the bomb at the very least. But there are still 4 Team 1 players to take care of. Swisher at least gets 2 of them to bring it down to a 2v2, and he might be able to save the day here. IDK takes down Swish. Bowden around the corner. IDK delivers, and it is Team 1 on a force buy again, coming out with their first round. Wow. Well played.
And again, it's the same problem for ATK.
Yep.
Going alone. What is the first thing you're told in the Zelda game? Oh, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. They don't take the sword, man. They go alone. Teammates are there to help you. They're your friends. You don't leave your friends alone. You gotta back your friends up. And ATK lose a costly round, which, yes, it is early. But the mental state, it's a late game. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast of the United States right now. Or the East Coast of North America, I should say, because I'll include Canada too. But this is a late game. Mental fortitude is going to play a big part into how this one ends. And for ATK to lose that kind of round, it doesn't do good things for the mental. Neither does that kill. That's going to be a tilting one. Bowden goes down as well. This is a Glock round, so a lot more reasonable to lose this one without getting anything done. But ATK have to find a way to beat the pistols of Team 1.
I gotta be honest, I'm surprised ATK didn't force up.
They can get a full buy in the next round, that's why they didn't. But
yeah, but I mean, given the way the force buy wars usually start, you thought they would try to do it. But yeah, I understand. Going for the full-on buy in the next one certainly makes sense. And Team 1 get the easiest round victory of the night there as they find their second. So here comes ATK. Will feature 3 AKs, still have to settle for the Galil so that Mistim can get that full util set. And MOTM will get the final AK purchased up. Oh boy. ATK, great pistol round start, but Team 1 are just too good on those force buys. Pace is going to toss a nade to top mid, and it connects. Missed him. Down to 62. I don't want to take anything away either from that force buy round victory. I think it was IDK or TRK in Palace. That was a really nice play. Admittedly, you're right. You know, they did go for 2 1v1s. There wasn't really support from ATK coming through. But he really did some awesome work to pull that one off and some great spray control. Anyway, ATK are going to send 3 players to top mid, 1 already tucked behind the boxes, and MOTM behind the half wall. MOTM about to peek around the corner, and a smoke gets tossed for connector. Pace is not giving up the space. He wants to wait until someone decides to peek. Just jiggle peeking, showing his shoulder. Face up. Oh, he eventually has to give up the space because the smoke is thrown.
Nice little nade, goes a little too early for Team 1, but they still have forced ATK to spin their wheels in mid for a considerable amount of time. The T side now going to start walking up towards Cat. Malbs on the balcony, he can get popped. He spotted out Bowden, who will just run out. Mistim takes a lot of damage as well, but MOTM and Mistim will grab a couple, but Malbs and IDK will trade it back. Swisher and Bowden, however, have equalized and done one better into a 3v1, now a 2v1, as Maluk backstabs the in-game leader of ATK. The bomb is ticking away, and Maluk has to make a decision whether he wants to go for this or not. It is reasonable that he would go for it. The money's not terrible either for Team 1. And this is a winnable situation with the time and the kit available, the Molotov as well. That will clear out bench. Will he expect both players in apartments, though? Probably not. And now, he might just think better of going for it. Yeah. He doesn't like his chances. Saves the AK. And it's not a bad idea at all. IDK should be able to drop him an... Actually, what's going to be 1,400 loss. Won't be able to drop him an op, but... they'll all have guns with plenty of utility. That's the most important part for Team 1. For ATK, though, they strike back with the buy-up. That's going to be a bit of a confidence boost for them. They just need to keep on pushing. Take it one round at a time, and do not let yourselves get complacent.
Yeah, there was a moment in that round when it was all decided. 3v3, just a second before ATK, it's Swisher. And I believe it was Bowden as well, but either way, 2 frags came through and made it 3v1. There was a response that came through from Team 1 by Malbs, but I mean, he just didn't have what was needed in order to even try to go for that retake. So he will just settle for the save, and we're tied up again. Back and forth we go here on Mirage. Maluk waiting in window room. And ATK have taken this space towards top mid. Bowden also an underpass. So Maluk needs to be careful because the barrel of that A1S can reveal your position. Flashbang going to get tossed from CASA. He manages to take down... Actually, no, it's Maluk getting MOTM, and he finds Mistim. Bowden did manage to at least get one onto CASA, but still, that is a man up for Team 1.
Fady might smell a rat. He spots the barrel of TRK. He's got the skill free. And he actually knows where Maluk is, 2 towards CT. The smoke will give away his position. And Fady's up on top of triple stack. Maluk's got the idea, though, but Fady hits the headshot. Low on health, but the man advantage is there for ATK. The bomb is to cross in front of IDK, though. And Swisher is the only player with health. Will wait for that smoke. Has he been spotted? No, he hasn't. IDK sprays away. The Molotov will force him either forward or away. And he will just sit behind the smoke and bide his time as the bomb goes down. Fady looking to go for aggressive swings here. Get into a better position. He'll tuck into the corner. And Malbs will come in through CT spawn. Time the ally of ATK. But that makes it a lot more doable for Team 1. Have a few flashbangs as well. And Bowden's hit the deck. IDK starting to pop off in this round. Swisher spots the head of Malbs. But he knows he has to tap. Gets the first. Does he expect IDK coming over top of stairs? Swisher's running away. He's buying time. And IDK is just going to back away. The time is bought. The round is done. And ATK will find a third. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually their first lead of the night against Team 1.
Yeah, it might be. Either way.
And the pistol round, but
yeah,
that doesn't really count.
Timeout going to be called here from Team 1 to talk things over. Felt like they had an edge there, but Swisher manages to get one and then immediately bunny hops his way out of ramp and out of the sight lines there so that he could survive and allow the bomb to explode. So ATK winning 2 in a row now, and Team 1, their economy is pretty much shot. They're going to have the A1S and maybe some pistol upgrades here, Austin.
Yeah, maybe some pistol upgrades, a Deagle for Maluk, perhaps. A P250 is already purchased up for TRK. Pesa will hold on to a Deagle. I would give a Deagle to Malbs, but they don't want to. So, it'll just be the M4 on IDK, the P250, the Deagle, and the USPs. We were able to see ATK get a bit of damage done with those silenced pistols on Overpass. We'll see if Team 1 can do a bit of that as well. The MAC-10 leading the charge, taking a bit of damage is Fady. He's going to clear out the site, spot out Malbs, and do a considerable amount of damage while burning alive with the flame. There's so many Molotovs on the site. Fady's down to 33 HP. And Pesa's been boosted up into market window over the smoke. That's a nice little idea, but the kill has not come forth for him yet, and Maluk's already taken down. So Team 1 will have to decide whether they want to go for this or not, whether they want to invest the rifle. In the meantime, ATK will just work around, get the kills they can, get the money with the pistols, or rather the SMGs. Fady traded back 1 for 1. Bowden will go hunting as well. Needs to build up a bit of a bank. Takes a dink. And surely they don't send the rifle on the market. Surely they don't send the rifle into the hands of Pesadello, who will grab an AK and try and bail out. In comes Mistum to try and deny the save, and IDK will save what he came into the round with, presumably. Yeah, there will not be a hunt for him. Expensive for ATK, though. And for Team 1, showing that they're there, just giving ATK a little bit of a nudge, saying, hey, don't get too comfortable. We can do this whenever we want. Pistols are dangerous. Be afraid.
Yeah, no question. I mean, wow, the fact that ATK are giving those fights, and still I feel like ATK are over-aggressive in their post plans here against Team 1. Need to be a little more passive because they're losing bodies that they just don't have to. You know, Bowden and Fady below $500 now because of that. And Swisher, with all that util being thrown towards top mid, needs to back off of it, and he's going to lurk in these apartments here, the T apartments. Fady in the meantime, hoping for some aggression to come through. But not to be for Team 1. All right, 1:19 on the clock. Swisher continues to move his way in underpass, and it's setting up to be an A take for ATK. Swisher continues to be rebuffed by these Molotovs. First at top mid, now in the underpass. Speaking of mollies, there's one for stairs, and ATK's execute will, you have to imagine, eventually get started here. They're burning through so much utility. They only have 1 smoke left now. They have to make their move soon. Maluk gets the headshot onto Swisher, so now they are down a man, and they still are stalled out here. Still not pushing up. Missed him, at least gets the frag onto TRK. And now they're going to move up and take a few steps forward at the very least. Pesa still playing over at stairs. The bomb on the back of Mistum, and Pesa will get domed by MOTM. So finally, ATK move their way up, biding their time, and perhaps we'll take this round, but Team 1 will have something to say about that.
Well, Maluk's flank could really be good. Nobody's watching Palace from ATK right now. Actually, Mistum might be. He doesn't matter. Bowden's fallen to IDK's hand as well. Emotim with a nice strike back from Tetris, but it's a 2v2, and Malbs will swing in conjunction with IDK, leaving it all down to Fady. He's sitting in jungle, just waiting it out. The tap comes through. Malbs is holding, and Malbs is shown just tiny bit through the triple box. That's the round. Fady's won it. He's going to swing out for the last kill, and IDK runs out of ammunition. He'll go down. Fady might also fall to the bomb. No, he'll be fine. And ATK will grab a 5th on the T side, which is equal to what they did last night. And they had a flawless CT half last night. That was the storyline of Mirage, was a flawless 11 rounds in a row on the CT side. For ATK, they just need to keep on piling the rounds. Team 1 are the team that is the team that needs to get this map to win this 2-0. You give ATK the momentum, and who knows what will happen, because ATK can be a very good momentum-based team, especially with players like MOTM. Bowden just creeping out. Now he's starting to come alive as well. Maluk will answer, but it looks like ATK woke up from their stupor that they had on Overpass. Bowden will grab a hat trick, looking for the quad, and he does indeed grab it. A perhaps anti-half by Ace coming in for Bowden, although he probably won't be fighting too much now that he's wounded to 29 HP. But ATK are finding a way to deal with the Deagles. The confidence is coming back on this squad, more importantly, and that's a danger sign for Team 1.
Malb's going to go down here. Bowden gets the ace on the round. 6-2 for ATK. And look, I mean, Team 1 didn't have much in that round, so kind of the expected result, but you're right, the Deagles are no longer ringing true for them. ATK able to get a clean round out of it, and now Team 1 will be back to their full-on buy-up. 3 A1Ss, the A4, and the AWP. One thing that's problematic for Team 1 is twice in a 2v1 situation in a post-plant, they've lost when it looked like they had the edge because they were out of utility and couldn't smoke off the bomb. And you know, once it was Swisher fading away, and the other time they just could not get the bomb defused because of the player that was over in jungle. So if that trend continues, their CT side is not going to be pretty. They need to get these retakes going. Missed him. Looking up towards Cat. Smoke's already bloomed. Now will be fading very shortly. And Mobs is staring down into the apartments here at B, waiting for a target. But ATK really have slowed down the pace, and it's working, right? Team 1, they want to find those fights, and ATK are just forcing them to wait longer and longer every single round. Now Malb's is going to engage here, and he loses it, but IDK from Ladder Room gets the 2K onto MOTM and missed him. Bowden managed to trade one back to make it an even 3v3. That Molotov is so good. There's no smoke for it. IDK should be able to get this one with the pistol, and he does. Upgrades himself to a big green, but the bomb gets planted towards B with 40 seconds left, but that's irrelevant.
Yep, bombs down though, and ATK can just try and hold. 2 players coming through apartment, so Fade's not ready for it, but he still hits the shot. And he's going to rotate in towards the side, take a different angle. Has to be wary of a potential second player in apartments. They know IDK was up on catwalk, but TRK is going to creep out balcony. He spotted out Swisher. He knows where Fade is as well. And that's going to be a TRK round to give Team 1 a third out of this half. But IDK's positioning in Ladder Room, deep enough to where the ATK Molotov does not clear him out, wins the round for Team 1. Without those 2 kills, or rather 3 kills, really, because he got the kill into Bowden as well, Team 1 lose this round.
Yeah, no question. I mean, good for Team 1 finally, though. In a 2v2 situation, post-plant, it's the 3rd time they've had a crack at it, and they do indeed succeed and get that 3rd round on the board. It feels like it should have happened a couple of times already, but that 5-round win streak for ATK has ended. Team 1 will be facing off against another full-on buy for ATK, but Bowden gets tagged down to 22 HP, and that was over at A ramp, so he's going to retreat immediately. Doesn't want to re-engage. And in the meantime, Fady is just peering around the edge of this smoke, looking to see if anyone's trying to push up Cat. Oh, look at Malbs. He goes all the way down into the apartments here at B. Gets one Pesas with him, who gets a 2K, but missed him, responds, and takes down both of them. Thing is, it is 3v2 thanks to those efforts, with Pesta getting 2 of them. And missed him and Fady only have 116 HP combined. Not really much map control to speak of, although Fady has pushed up all the way to Ladder Room, so that allows them a path to the B site at the very least.
A path to B, but there's 2 players here from Team 1, as well as a ramp push from TRK. So the play is being read well by Team 1. There's only 2 flashes available for ATK as well, both in the hands of Mistim, who both carries the op, the low HP, and the bomb. Fady Gonna cross into the crosshair of Maluk, but Maluk misses a critical shot. And do they expect IDK? They don't. He's got one at the very least. Maluk gets the last kill, and that's 2 rounds straight for Team 1. Starting to put some rounds on the board, starting to string some things together, starting to build up a little more momentum here, and it's going to be an easier round for them as ATK will not invest too heavily here. MOTM might get a deagle and drop one over, but it's going to be a very light buy from the T side now, and a chance for Team 1 to establish some economy, which they have not been able to have so far. The fact that they do allow ATK to get 6 rounds, that was a bit of an issue. And if ATK can get 7 or 8, then we start to see a situation like ATK were up against on an overpass in the last map. That's a little far away now. Hall's Pop coming through.
Yeah, I think Mirage also a much more balanced map, so I'm not sure if it will be the same situation. GRK gets 2, though, and a 3rd right after CASA dropped MOTM. Bowden, last one standing. Just Pistols, of course, in this round, and easy peasy 4K for TRK, padding his stats as Team 1 pull within 1 round of tying things up here. Looking at the stats, of course, we didn't get a chance to talk with them too much here on Mirage, but Team 1 over the last 3 months, 6-3, not too shabby, plus 28 round differential, and 70.5% of their CT rounds are won. That's very good for them. T side, not as much. So, I mean, the thing is, right, they've only gotten 5 here, so already that stat is not coming to fruition. It's because ATK are just that good at Mirage, or have been 8-4 over the last 3 months, and honestly, should be 9-3. I'm surprised that they lost to B-Hop. But, yeah, they looked completely out of sorts in that B-Hop matchup. Luckily for them, it hasn't repeated itself at all.
Yeah, I think that B-Hop match was an anomaly.
Yeah.
And it was bizarre to watch. An ATK team that we know is very good on this map just get dismantled. And then they go ahead and dismantle Team 1 the very same night, winning 11 rounds in a row on the CT side to close it out 16-10. So ATK seem to be a very interesting team when it comes to a bit of duality. Swisher goes down early, and Bowden takes a bit of damage on that cross. Malbs and Swisher, friends outside of the server, but enemies right now. And it's been about even between those two when it comes to the duels, individually. Malbs has won the last couple, though, against Swisher, and Mistim has an opportunity. Sprays down the first one, spots the second, going up the balcony. Mistim is popping off. The in-game leader for ATK is trying to carry his team forward, lead from the front. Maluk will strike down Fady, and IDK's on the rotation in. 2 out of 3 players from Team 1 in towards CT. IDK gets tagged, and I believe Mistim might have even heard that. The nade could do some damage, though, and it will dunk perfectly onto Bowden. MOTM will get the bomb down to dirt, but IDK will swing just a bit too late. Mistim needs the ace clutch now with 11 HP. Team 1 have not yet crossed, and IDK is playing trade. He's making sure that his teammates can get the defuse, or he'll ensure that Mistim would get finished off. He does go down first. Maluk swings and gets the kill onto Mistim. The defuse comes through, and we're all tied up at 6. But again, kills going the way of ATK.
Yeah, ATK going to at least get some frags in that round, doing the damage to the economy of Team 1. But Team 1 had plenty of money, so they'll be fine after winning what was their 4th in a row. And a timeout going to be called by ATK to talk things over. They have the loss bonus. I think it was $2,900 going to that round, plus the $800 from the bomb plant, so it's $3,700 added to their bank account. They can buy if they want to. I would say a half buy is probably going to come through, given the way that ATK usually play these types of situations.
Yeah, I agree.
Either way, they're talking things over, making a decision here as we head into the 13th round of play. Team 1 trying to match ATK's 5 in a row with 5 of their own in a row, and it will indeed be the half buy. A little more of an investment than expected from ATK because Mistim goes for the hero AK, but even with that, he still has 1.3k, and with the $3,400 loss bonus coming through in the next round, he'll be fine to buy up again. So it's a calculated effort here from ATK. That said, Maluk doesn't care about all the math. He's just going to get 2 frags. Fady and MOTM are going to go down right after that. Mistim at least connects and gets the trade, but Pesa's peering around the edge of the smoke. He spots out a body. TRK playing from underneath balcony. It's not even cleared. and Bowden will get dropped. So it's all Team 1 in this. That said, Mistim at least goes in towards window and gets the off, but Austin, as soon as he does, Malbs riddles him with bullets from the AK, and it's only Swisher. Okay, it's a nice shot. Maybe gets a second here. Down to 3 HP, but no. Malbs pulls with the sidearm, takes care of business, and Team 1 are back in the lead.
They're back in the lead, but they've already surrendered 6. That was only the half buy. That round was about damage and maybe a bomb plant for ATK. Now it's time for them to get back at the saddle. Bowden with the AWP. Mistim, who's having a massive map, has the AK again with plenty of utility as well at his disposal. Swisher, Fady, and MOTM. It's a full kit for everybody on ATK except for Bowden. And for Team 1, their money's still not fantastic. Malbs and Maluk and TRK are fine. Pace is on the borderline. He's going to drop down into underpass after not connecting the cat jump. A very heavy B stack from Team 1, but they're going to get the information that there's nobody here from ATK, and surely they're going to rotate back soon, unless Swisher can get the opening kill onto Pesadillo outside of apps. Swisher's ready for this potentially, and he will get the free kill onto Pesa. And that's going to throw a bit of a monkey wrench into the side of Team 1 now, as they're going to be a little bit confused as to where this one's going to end. That flash might help out with the telegraph, though. Swisher still holding around towards middle. TRK trying to clear out towards ramp. Maluk falling away. That could cost them. And TRK sitting in the flames. Surely they have to clear out hell, though, because this has been a position played by Team 1 consistently throughout. And there's the spam from MOTM after taking a massive amount of damage. Bowden picks off Maluk, and this should be a 7 on the board for ATK, barring a miracle.
Well, the ATK's in between smokes here, so maybe a chance to slip through and do some damage. No, he's spotted. Should be dead, and he is. MOTM gets the headshot. Malbs, last one standing. In CT, and, well, and saving the AK is probably the best choice here. That's what he's going to do. So, good job by ATK. Not a single body lost. A 2K for MOTM, who has been extremely quiet on T side. Only his 5th and 6th frag of the half found there. But still, you know, always important to get those impact frags. It's not the total amount you have. It's how important each one you get is. As we're going to be tied up again, 7-7.
Words of wisdom from JRT himself. I mean, it's very true, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's all the number of kills. No. If you're not helping your team when you get the kills, what good are your kills? If you end the game with 30 kills, but your team won 4 rounds that you actually got a kill in, what good are your kills?
It seems very difficult to only win 4 rounds and get 30. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, you're right. I get the point. It's...
Yeah, it's rhetorical hyperbole.
Yes.
Oh, it's all coming down to this one for the half for Team 1. They've already surrendered 7, which theoretically is more than enough for ATK to win, given how good they are on the CT side of this map, and Team 1's less than stellar T-side Mirage stats. But TRK does get 1 to open things up. Pace is up on the scaffold. He gets flashed into this, and he's going to mow down 2. The flash from Maluk does so much. And Pesa will grab a 3rd. Maluk with a no-scope to close it out, and we will go to the half with an 8.5. But is it enough against ATK's monstrous CT sides on Mirage? Boggs and JRT with you tonight. Swelder observing. We hope you've enjoyed so far. 1 ticket to Rotterdan. Potentially 1 more map to go if ATK are able to win Mirage. But Team 1 stand in their way, up 8-7 here. And it's an A exec coming in from Team 1. A retake A setup from ATK as well. Mistim playing over towards jungle this time. He played at CT side last night. And Mistim's taps with the smoke will not connect as IDK is just crouching over towards bench. And the bomb's going to go down for Team 1, which is pretty much a victory right then and there.
Yeah, surprised to see ATK go for the full-on retake without a kit invested into this round, but they're going to go quickly, which is good. Fady and Bowden get a couple of quick headshots, and now Bowden is just doing work. Malbs comes back with 1-2, only 2. That leaves Pesa to his own devices, and he managed to slip down underneath balcony, but that's as far as he'll get to trying to get into this round once more. As ATK finish him off, and they will take an 8th. But like you said, look, Team 1, they get the bomb plant. That means that they'll be able to force up in round number 2. And perhaps will be once more successful in their force buy efforts. But ATK have really taken control of the pistol rounds since, yeah, that second half overpass, right? 3 of the 4 pistol rounds have gone their way.
That's a good point. Now, the problem has been winning the second round.
Yes, for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are very good on the deagle rounds. So it does make sense. But also at the same time, it's like, can you guys just not lose to the pistols for once? But there's already a kill for Maluk as he gets the second shot on the Bowden. And, well, I don't think my plea is going to be heard. And Swisher will go very aggressive. That is a fight he does not necessarily need to take, and he puts himself in a bad spot. Down to only 16 HP.
Look at B. Look at B.
Damage to, oh, you're right. It's wide open. How have they overlooked it?
What's going on? Why does ATK have 0 presence on the B site? Eventually, someone's going to rotate. Yeah, Swisher is here now. That's good. Ooh. That's great. Okay. All is forgiven, ATK. Fady drops IDK, and now it's only TRK left. And okay, TRK hits the shot onto Swisher. Swisher was very low HP, so didn't even need the headshot. Bomb going to be grabbed. Maluk. Excuse me, missed. Gonna spot him out, and MOTM finishes things off. So a little scary for ATK for a moment. The B site free and clear for the taking, but Team 1 don't close quickly enough, and ATK close the gap. So they've retaken the lead, 9-8, looking to hit double digits now, but Team 1 will go for the full-on buy-up here. They actually went a little lighter than expected in that previous one, didn't go for the full-on force, only the Deagles invested, and now, well, it was for this, 4 AKs, a Galil, and a little over half the usual utility coming through.
There's a flashbang pick onto MOTM, who is probing out towards middle. Team 1 with the opening pick yet again, but this time they have guns to back it up. ATK, though, again, as we've mentioned before, did not lose a single CT round against Team 1 last night on this map, but it's a 2-for-1 trade for Team 1. The nade, too late, goes too deep, and Swisher's able to escape in towards B. And the ramp presence from ATK could pose a problem for Team 1, as that seems to be the site they want to go to. And there's no way they expect this double up towards ramp from ATK. One's watching the cross from jungle, the other's watching the ramp push. Smokes are going to go in, which will not affect the 2 ATK players here at all. IDK is going to drop down. The flash is great, though. Bowden's gone down as well. IDK is mopping him up. He's good with the flashes. He's good with the frags. And Team 1 will tie things up at 9 apiece with the guns in their hands. And given how many casualties that ATK faced in the previous round, I don't suspect they'll be on a full buy. They'll probably force into it, but it won't be a pretty one, that's for sure. And Team 1 have a chance to grab double digits first.
Yeah, IDK 20 frags in map number 115 here, totaling 35 so far. And his kill to death differential is currently sitting at plus 11. So he is looking strong. Maluk as well at 19. Pesa with one of the slowest starts he's had throughout the qualifier, with 10 frags and 13 deaths, but the rest of his team is picking up the slack. As once more, the back and forth rhythm continues, and we'll be tied up. IDK, will he spot on Swisher is the question? No, Swisher's going to get tucked in here. Should be able to save the A1S. Okay, yep, got close, but the A1S is saved on forward here, and at least something to bring into this round for ATK, because outside of that, are they really going to go for this one with a glass A1S?
No.
No way. Okay. They're just throwing it around. I was like, there's no way that a player without armor is going to end up with this rifle. So, a bit of a weird buy-up, to be quite honest, but Bowden's going to save 2.1k to ensure an op can come through soon. TRK just diffuses that Molotov with his smoke, and Fady's hanging around the edge of the smoke underpass. Not a bad idea, but needs to be careful. Once it fades in, I think Pesa saw him. I think he saw his foot or something, or perhaps his head over the tippy top. Either way, Fady is going to go down.
That's a good opening. Great opening for Pesa, and Swisher's forced to wait too. That's an unrecoverable M4. I do like Mistim's aggression through Palace, but Team 1 seemed to be watching for it. Maluk has an eye on it. Now his trailers are going to keep an eye on the very same position, and Malvich might even go. No, they're all going to go ramp. One towards top mid. Mistim can get the backstab if he plays his cards right. And ATK have literally nobody here to stop this push. They're coming in very, very late. Mistim's got all the information. But ATK have really decided they don't want to hold sites properly right now on the CT side. The flashes are coming in, and MOTM gets mowed down. Swisher falls as well. The rifles are gone, and Mistim has to do everything he can get one. Maybe a two, and
maybe
surely not a third. Surely he doesn't win this round.
No, I mean, look, still interesting for Mistim. Gets a couple, but against 5 players, there's only so much you can do with that surprise flank, and Team 1 will hit double digits first here. ATK, as mentioned, invested really heavily into that previous round, and I mean, I guess predicting that they would need to save anyway here. I don't know if they would have, actually, given their money. Anyway, suffice to say, they are on a full-on eco right now. Sending 4 players in the direction of the B site. As the gamble that they're taking. Only 1 on A, and that player's already pushing through into Palace. It's missed him. I think this could be the right guess for ATK. Nate will do a lot of damage. In fact, TRK is just going to take a bullet and shoot it right into the dome van with TM. IDK spots out Mistim on that aggression into Palace, and Malbs takes care of Fady. Everyone falling by the wayside on the ATK side, as you would expect, because they don't have anything.
They got nothing. USPs. Better than a Glock, I guess, in theory. But I don't know. I think pretty much anything would be better than a USP. Doesn't look like they'll even get some damage done. Okay, they get a ding on the TRK sitting in a chair, but it won't really end up being anything worth mentioning here unless Swisher is able to get the dink. IDK cannot. He's got to stay alive, and Malbs will come in, finish the round. 2-round lead here for Team 1, but ATK are going to be able to buy up here fully. Bowden will get his op of the CT side, and there needs to be a change to the CT side for ATK, because what they've been doing for the last couple of rounds has not worked. They give up everything and just force middle, and Team 1 have been doing a very good job of picking them off. And it kind of does bring back memories of how CT overpass was for ATK, and we saw how well that worked out. Molotov will go in to make sure nobody pushes out of T-Con, and Mistim is just going to hold the side properly. It looks like a pretty standard Mirage CT setup right now from ATK. The bomb is in T-spawn from Team 1, so a pretty standard default, but MOTM picked off by the op. He goes hunting towards stairs, and he is removed.
It's a little off topic here, but I really love the op boom with the fade gloves for Maluk. I have the same gloves, and I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of like the way the orange pops here. So maybe maybe I'll get the op boom soon.
How much is an op boom these days?
I think it's expensive. I don't know the exact price, but it's not cheap as being one of the first op skins. TRK is going to get the headshot, though. Back to the action. Just wanted to mention that. Swisher manages to come back and get a 2K. Makes it interesting with Mistim dropping Malbs. Team 1 have gained the space onto B, and that will help. IDK isolating Mistim. Maluk dropping Bowden. Only Swisher left, but he's got the 3K, looking to make it a quad kill to bring ATK to double digits. IDK has the read, knows the position that Swisher's in, but decides not to plant the bomb. Perhaps biding his time and forcing Swisher to rotate around to A. Thinking that a rotation came through, but I actually like the way Swisher played this one. Going into market, if he's not hurt, IDK will have no idea he's here. He thinks he's safe and planting the bomb, and in fact is, because Swisher decides not to go through window. But he's in the best position possible and will get the frag onto IDK. The 4K comes through. ATK get a 10th, and he's just going to run around and try to find that op. There it is. Doesn't have a kit, so he can't dilly-dally for too long. But yeah, ATK, 10th round secured, thanks to Swisher.
Yep, big swish with a 4K. Draws them to within 1, but the money situation's still not going to be good for ATK, considering that they keep losing a lot of players every round. They do get the op back for Bowden, which is a good thing, but rifles need to be there for everybody else. And there might be a player or two on a lesser weapon. A FAMAS, an MP9, a Deagle even, perhaps. At least a lack of utility is going to come through from ATK. Mistim will only have a smoke. Bowden will have nothing. MOTM has a full belt, but Fady is limited to a smoke. And, well, I'm not going to say it's a must-win for ATK, but it's pretty darn close. If they give Team 1 this round, it's 14. Or not, it's 13 for Team 1. At that point, Team 1 win another round, it's game over. So for ATK, they have to hold. They have to hold the line. And they have a decent read with the Palace aggression and the 2 players on the site. They're in a good spot to shut this take down.
They will be tested. TRK getting sprayed down to 49. And here come the Molotovs sailing on Fort Swisher again. The opening frag goes his way. He could get a second one. Still hasn't been traded out. TRK at least drops Bowden. Swisher still a threat, and he will go down to TRK as well. Pesa and TRK doing work here for 3 frags combined. MOTM kind of stuck out in the open, and he will go down to TRK, leaving Mistim to his own devices, and this will be a save for ATK. Ooh, boy, that is not the way it should have gone down because, like you mentioned, ATK had really good positioning, but Team 1 just won the duel straight up, and TRK's found 22 frags jumping to the top of the scoreboard with that 3K performance.
Yeah, it's been great from TRK, and Maluk's been solid. IDK's been a gem, supporting and fragging, and supporting with fragging. And for ATK, things just keep getting worse and worse and worse. This is timeout territory, realistically speaking. Doesn't matter that they're broke. They need to settle down.
Ooh, Boom expensive. Sorry, I'm back on that.
How much are they these days?
So, in Canadian dollars anyway, the factory new one, which I believe factory new stat track is what Maluk has, $828 Canadian.
Dude, I remember
yeah.
you can get a Minware for $20, not StatTrak.
Yeah, well, a Minware is 109. That's not Canadian,
had one.
so they should have kept it. And the fact new for regular fact new is 429 Canadian. So yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Might have to trade some skins in order to get that one. But let's get back to the action here. IDK's already gone down to 16 HP as Team 1 are trying to take top mid, but ATK are making this tough for them. They only have one A1S. That is in Mistim's hands. But they've still managed to whittle Team 1 down, especially IDK, to 16 HP. We'll see if that's enough for them to secure this one. Team 1 have reset themselves and said, whoa, hold on a second. This is not the way that should have started, especially considering we should have reset their economy. Ogden's Law coming through here as the off is dropped to the low HP player. And Pesa is going to get the opener onto MOTM. That helps a lot. They really need to worry about the A1S. Honestly, that's the biggest threat. And it's...
That's a little bit of consolation.
Okay.
He actually made this winnable.
What?
If he had an up, he's got 3 rounds of ammunition. He's dead. He's toast.
There's a gun next to him.
Well, he'd have to go forward into the crosshairs for that.
There we go.
If he gets the reload out, and if he isolates the one-on-one and wins it against Pesa. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been that close. So, Team 1 escape a narrow margin where they made things dangerous for themselves by just not keeping an eye on the gaps and getting picked off. I'm not so sure where the bomb was clearing out CT either. That's another question. But they survive. And that's the more important part. ATK with rifles, no op for Bowden. Bit of utility, a couple of kits as well. And this is a must-win round for ATK. This is where they cannot afford to lose. Maluk's boosted up in towards Khan. There's nobody peeking there just yet for him to pick off, but there might be a rotation from MOTM down to bottom Khan stairs, and that would be a free kill for Maluk if he held the angle. But instead, ATK playing a little more passive. They look a little rattled, though, John. They're moving around very hyper-aggressively. They're not holding positions for long. They're hyper-rotating and not really playing calm. And I feel like they're feeling the pressure right now.
They absolutely should be. I mean, 13-10 for Team 1. This round could determine the match. Because looking at the loss bonus, 2,900, I mean, ATK won't have much of a buy-up in the following round. So it'll likely be 15 for Team 1 if ATK doesn't get this. So I understand a little bit of nervousness coming through here. They're antsy. They want that opener. Pesa does get tagged down to 74. TRK tossing the util towards Cat, keeping ATK at bay. Pesa just wants to get this smoke thrown into connector. That'll allow him to look into window, but his team's going to resmoke that anyway, and there is mid-control found for Team 1. Now, they can choose their destination. Oh, Swisher at Cat. I think Pesa saw him. Yeah, Molotov's going to get thrown. It isolates his position, and Pesa will take him down.
MOTM can shut this down, though. He doesn't even get one.
What?
He doesn't even get one. He's blown to sunder. Pesa gets a second. Maluk falls to Bowden, who strikes for a second as well. He's picked up a pair and given life to ATK, but Pesa and IDK have to play the post plant. Fady, he spots out one, but he's now in a 1v1 against IDK, who's tucked into Sandwich in a very tough position for Fady to clear. It's going to come down to timing, and IDK just shuts it down. One shot, one kill, and 2 rounds required for that one spot at Rotterdan. ATK calling a timeout, probably deciding whether or not they want to play for OT or play for the win here. Ooh, this is a real bad spot to be in for ATK, but for Team 1, a resurgence and a half from an incredibly disappointing Season 41 of Challenger League to now looking like one of the better teams that plays out of North America.
Yeah. No, they're going to do very well in challenging. Malbs, even though he hasn't necessarily been the top fragger throughout this qualifier, is the catalyst Team 1 needed to get going again. He really does do a good job coming through and supporting the squad, whether it be through utility, usually not through utility, usually it's through frags and finding space and doing damage. That's where he contributes the most. And, well, ATK are just going to be on the pistols here. They're trying to save up for what will be a full-on buy-up, assuming Team 1 get a 15th here. They'll have to fend off 5 rounds in a row. And there's Pesa finding the opener. On to Mistim, 5v4 just like that.
That's been how a lot of these rounds have gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just...
one thing I'm concerned about, though, sorry, Austin, is for ATK, MOTM has been struggling.
Yeah, he's not a guy you want to see struggle on this team.
No, he's so good, and for him to be at the bottom of the scoreboard pretty much every single map, or consistently enough that it becomes a little concerning as to what happened to him, or what's happening. Just a slump, I guess.
Not the right time with the RMR around the corner.
No.
And this is a flawless victory for Team 1. No, maybe not. But what does 1 kill really make at this point?
I like how Pesa goes from 10 frags to 21. He just jumped up here. Oh, what a shot from Swisher. He has been a bright spot consistently for ATK, but eventually gets traded out. Little bit of BM from Pesa, and he reloads the magazine and does a little bit more. All right, Team 1, all right. They're pumped up. They've got map and series point, Austin. They should be pumped. Everyone is doing their job on the squad, which is a stark contrast to yesterday when it was Pesa who had 30 frags and everyone else was below 13 or at 13 or below. So, yeah, good to see everyone come to play here on Mirage and power Team 1 to what could be a 2-0 win.
It'd be great here for Team 1 to make a land ticket booking, but missed him. He could have done something, but Maluk and Malbs will open this one up. Starting it off great, IDK with a 3rd of 5 required. A 16-10 revenge match, 2-0. Looking incredibly likely now for Team 1 as ATK have just Swisher and Fady left to their own devices. 2 smokes and HE, and time burning away like this Molotov that's walling Swisher off in jungle. A smoke goes into the position. IDK swings onto Fady. Swisher out into the open. Wow. A flawless victory to seal the deal for Team 1 as they have qualified for ESL Challenger Rotterdam.